DC Multiverse!
Well, would you look at these two legends? I would wager that there's probably never been a finer comic book buddy duo in the history of printed media. Listen, I love me some Superman and Batman, but nothing beats these two. They're like milk and cookies, pizza and wings, farts and coughs. And I am so stoked that McFarlane Toys made a 2-pack based on them. Blue and Gold. That's actually what it's supposed to be based off of. For those of you who don't know, Blue and Gold was an 8-issue miniseries that absolutely rocked. Now this 2-pack comes with obviously both of the figures. Each one comes with a trading card, which miraculously is not the same image as the back of the box. And the 2-pack comes with a 2-character action figure base that's silvery with a black wash brushed over top. And then Skeets attaches over there on the left corner. How's it going, Skeets? Good to see you. Welcome to the party. And Booster Gold also comes with an attachment to his wrist. It's a blast, as well as his cell phone so that he can check the socials. Blue Beetle, on the other hand, comes with his blow dryer. This one's got a beetle on a rope coming out the end of it. So now let's look at each figure individually, starting with Booster Gold. Booster is actually the second use of the body, and you'll see that later on in the video. And while some people may say, I sure wish that Booster Gold came in a gold color, or at least a metallic yellow to go with that blue, which would be a valid desire, I'm actually okay with the fact that he's just yellow and dark blue. I will say that the face sculpt on mine also looks pretty good. He's very happy looking. I will say that I do kind of wish that the goggles had been slightly transparent so we could see the eyes on the other side. The paint applications look okay, except for, well, the mouth is sort of strange. Like, it looks like he got lipstick on his teeth over here on the corner. But overall, it ain't too bad. As for comparisons for Booster Gold, well, here he is with a DC Direct Booster Gold. This guy is from the Justice League International action figure line, so he's fairly old, and we have a DC Universe Classics Booster Gold. And now let's look at Blue Beetle individually. Old Teddy's uniform is looking almost spot on. I would have liked to see a little bit more detail in the belt buckle area, but the paint applications on Teddy's suit look perfect. No paint slop, no muss. And I really appreciate both of the tones of blue that were used for this character. I think that they are spot on. And as for Blue Beetle's face sculpt, the sculpt is, in my opinion, really good. I like the actual sculpt. The deco is a little sloppy in the black around the goggles and up top there. And the goggles have a nice little scuff right there. But these are the kind of things that you don't usually notice unless you're looking at it really close up, like we are now. As for comparisons with other Blue Beetle figures, well, for that, I've also got the Justice League International Blue Beetle figure from DC Direct, and the really cool, probably my favorite Blue Beetle figure of all time, classic DC Direct version from way back when. And also in that lineup, we have the DC Universe Classics Blue Beetle. Okay, and so because these guys both have the exact same articulation, we're going to do them, that's right, you guessed it, at the same time. So they both have motion at the top of the neck with a ball joint, and you can see that both of these guys get the exact same amount of articulation. There is torso articulation, which is really satisfying, and there's forward and backwards, and of course side to side, and they've both got complete articulation of the waist, which for both figures, when combined with the torso articulation, makes for a reasonable range of motion. That's how far Boosty can look forward. And what about Theodore? Actually, he can look forward a little bit more. That's weird because they share the exact same body parts. They've both got these sockets here in the shoulders, and I will say, whoopsie daisy, see, they can pop out just like that. So just be careful when you're posing these guys. But the socket does a good job of hiding the articulation, which is actually a really good range. The arms go up into a pretty good T-pose for both of them, like they've just finished a gymnastics routine. And we can see that there's a bicep swivel there. And of course that's going to go 360, as well as double jointed elbows for both of them, with both of them crunching up sufficiently, with wrist articulation by way of that typical hinge that McFarlane puts in the wrist. This one's been shaped to kind of look like the suit, but it is very articulated. Down below, here we go. That's exactly what they got. And of course, it's got a pretty darn good range of articulation. As always, the question of, do they have anything that would even appropriate as some kind of a thigh cut? In this case, there's actually a good amount of rotation for the pair of them. So that's good, because you don't always get that with the McFarlane figures. There's also nice, crunchy, double-jointed knees for the pair of them. They both have double-jointed knees. And, of course, rounded, clickety-clacky hinges in the ankles that have a pivot and... wow, that was stuck. Toe articulation. So what do I think about this here McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Blue and Gold 2-pack of Booster Gold and Blue Beetle? Do I think that it is good? Or do I think that it is garbage? Worth the time or a waste of time? Honestly, for one, I'm just glad that it exists. Any company that makes a Blue Beetle Booster Gold 2-pack is kind of going out on a limb, because they're probably the farthest thing you can get from Superman and Batman. But fans of the DC Universe will Pac-Man these guys up like nobody's business. This 2-pack, I feel like it's probably a solid 7.9, 8.2 out of 10. Somewhere in the middle there. It's simple, it's basic, but it's characters I love, and they're flashy, and they stand out, and they're gonna look great with the rest of my DC Multiverse figures, so yeah, love them. If you find them in the wild, pick them up, because you know if you don't, you're just going to regret it later. So just be a man, do the right thing, and if you see it, just buy it the first time you see it. Don't wait on it, because if you wait, it'll end up falling into the void of eBay. Anyway guys, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. It means a lot to me, and I will see you with the next one. Have yourself a DC day, everybody, and take care.